You guys will remember that we just recently on the show talked about the fact that there was a rumor going around that WandaVision director Matt Shakman, who got nominated for an Emmy for his work on WandaVision and directed WandaVision to several Emmy nominations, was in talks to possibly become the Fantastic Four director. Now, we cautioned everybody to say that all those rumors, even though it was reported on a lot of places, it was only coming from one place. They were all quoting the same source, and that was The Direct, who we talk about and we quote and reference The Direct here often, but they're not Variety or the Hollywood Reporter or whatever. So we said, just keep in mind this is only coming from one source, but we talked about it. Well, they're not the only source anymore. Deadline is now come out and reported that their sources have now confirmed to them that talks are now underway with Matt Shakman to be the director of WandaVision. Now, Deadline is quick to point out that no deal has been reached and no offer has officially been made, but the talks are now ongoing. Apparently, they found the guy they would like to direct it. Now, whether they cross the finish line on this, it looks likely at this point, but who knows? Obviously, the reports are saying that Kevin Feige was incredibly impressed with what he was able to do on WandaVision, but it's more than WandaVision. When you look at him, his movie credentials are limited to say the least. But he has directed on such television shows as obviously WandaVision, right? But he's also directed episodes of Succession, of The Boys, of Billions, of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, of which he directed 43 episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Game of Thrones, American Gothic, The Good Wife, You're the Worst, Grace and Frankie, Revenge, Fargo, Psych, which a lot of people have been writing in to tell me about, Mad Men, New Girl, House, The Good Guys, Chuck, I loved Chuck, Children's Hospital, which I love too, Weeds, The Nine, Everybody Hates Chris. It just goes on and on. Like this guy's worked on a lot of very high profile stuff, a lot of from comedy to drama to a lot of different things. So this kind of just goes into what we were talking about yesterday about would Matt Shakman for me be the guy that I would run out and cast right? Would he be at the top of my non-existent list? No, he wouldn't have been at the top of my list. But as a fan of these properties and as somebody looking forward to Fantastic Four, would I be excited if his name does get put out there as the guy who's directing? And yeah, his again, not my first choice, but a name I definitely would be completely all on board with, completely excited about. And it looks like this is getting closer. Rob, we were talking about this the other day, but yeah, now that Deadline is kind of following this up, you've had a little bit of time to think about it. What would you think if they crossed the finish line on this? What would you think about Matt directing Fantastic Four?
Well, Matt Shakman directed all of WandaVision. Yeah. So he's worked with Marvel. He's worked with Feige. He understands what is expected of him, and he did a wonderful job. I mean, that was not... He had to deal with many different milieus with WandaVision, the recreation of the sitcoms. Then he had to be in the town. Then he had to deal with S.W.O.R.D., the science fiction elements of the Marvelness of it, the secret or the mobile headquarters they put outside of, was it Westview? Is that the name of the town?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, and so that alone shows me. I mean, that was it 9 episodes? That's a movie. He did a great job. I think it'd be great if he. I mean, he certainly has the pedigree to jump into making his first big budget movie. He's directed the best TV shows. Why not give him a shot? I mean, I think, and he already knows Marvel and how things are done. He's probably a perfect choice.
He's already somebody who's kind of under the roof and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Chris, you hear about this. What would you think about the director of WandaVision? Never done a feature film, though. Not a feature film. What would you think about him taking on Fantastic Four?
I actually really like this because the Fantastic Four, they're the first family, right? And he's dealt with family stories for a very long time here in sitcom formats, in dealing with different genres and things through WandaVision, dealing with Marvel through WandaVision, working within different types of shows too. So he's a chameleon. He can work with those different genres and still tell a heartfelt story. So that gives me a lot of, positivity about him coming in here. Also, a lot of the directors we've had in Marvel weren't the big names we know them as now.
No, they were not.
And I really, in Feige, we trust, right? He finds talent and puts them with the right property typically. And I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with this. What an amazing thing to have as your first feature. What a fantastic thing. I'll see myself out. Bye, everyone. Bye.
All right. So
I was just getting
to
loud.
your point too, everybody now knows the name James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very, very few select people who recognized and knew the name James Gunn before Kevin Feige recognized this guy can tell a story. No average person knew who the Russo brothers were. They directed You, Me, and Dupree. All right. I know I keep going back to that, but come on. They directed You, Me, and Dupree. But they also, I think it was Community they did a lot of work on too.
Yeah.
So background stuff. Kevin Feige recognized these are storytellers that I think I will click with and I will work well with. He did that with James Gunn. He did that with Peyton Reed. He did that with
Taika.
He did that with Taika. I mean, although Taika name was already starting to shoot up there with what we did in the shadows.
There was a lot of niche stuff though still.
True. And so, look, one valid point that somebody could bring up is that there is a fundamental difference between directing on a movie set and on a television set. There's a power dynamic difference. On a movie set, you are responsible for the whole project.
Absolutely.
On a TV set, the showrunners are responsible for the whole show. You are now to come in for that one particular episode that the showrunners and the writers have dictated what's going to happen, but you got to try to bring it to life as best as you can. And so it is a step up to get into a feature film thing. But again, Kevin Feige, Rob, has looked at him and said, no, I see it in you. You're a good storyteller. You've worked with the biggest type of stuff. You worked with diverse material. So I think that should give us a lot of confidence.
I agree. And also, Marvel's kind of a hybrid. It's a hybrid of television and feature film in that, they have a visual development department that's designing action sequences and things that are happening. So in a way, it seems sort of silly to say, but, you're going to make a $150 or $200 million movie, but you have a safety net that most directors don't have, which is you have the Marvel machine behind you.
Yeah.
So I think that gives, in a way, it gives Kevin Feige security in that you can go and get a director like James Gunn, who's only made $3 million features, and bring him in to make a $175 million Guardians movie because he's got the Marvel machine behind James Gunn to help him. And no other studio or no other production company has that. So to bring in Matt Shakman, who already has worked under these, he knows what he's getting into.
Yeah.
There's going to be, I think, in a way, knowing what and having worked with Marvel, it gives you a leg up, man. And I think that he'll know how to utilize the tools that he already has in that box. And I think he can make something spectacular.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? We now have multiple sources. Now Deadline is confirming that Marvel is indeed in talks with WandaVision director Matt Shakman to be the director of the Fantastic Four movie. How do you guys feel about it? Whatever those thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Ryan Reynolds, and specifically his delightful company, Mint Mobile. So look, after years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't a catch. And guys, this is no joke. I have been using Mint Mobile for months now. And on top of the fact that I'm spending literally about 1/3 every month of what I was spending on my former major carrier, I've discovered no decline in my service. I kept my phone number and I was able to keep my phone. The switch from my old service to Mint Mobile couldn't have been easier and saved me more money. And the best part for anybody who just hates their phone bills is that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.